hello and welcome to this Moneycontrol live stream. You're watching Closing Trade with me, Nandita Khemka, and my colleague Yatin Mota. Well, the Nifty has snapped a 6-day gaining string, ending above, in fact, ending below that 18,100 mark. If you look at the sectoral movers, PSU banks were among the biggest laggards today. The index shed somewhere around 1% or thereabouts. You had the likes of IT and metals that were gaining yesterday emerge as losers today. And on the contrary, you had the likes of FMCG and realty emerging as the top sectoral movers. Among the gainers, you had HUL, Asian Paints, Ultratech Cement, ITC. Those were the top movers on the Nifty, while on the losing side, you had Adani Ports. In fact, we saw a sharp sell-off coming in on Adani Group of stocks around midday. And because of that, Adani Ports among the top losers on the Nifty, ONGC, UPL, TCS and Tech Mahindra among the top losers on the Nifty. Aviation stocks, on the other hand, were flying high as Go First has filed for bankruptcy. The NCLT will be hearing the case tomorrow. And of course, when you talk about Qs, Jatin, we'll have the Fed rate decision coming in later tonight. Expectations are that the US Central Bank will hike rates by 25 basis points, and that is something that we will be watching out for in trade.
एब्सोल्युटली एंड आज की अगर मार्केट की बात करें तो मूड थोड़ा फीका था. क्यों फीका था? क्योंकि डाउ जोन्स में लगभग 500 पॉइंट की गिरावट हमने देखी ओवरनाइट, तो वो एक नेगेटिव क्यू था. इसके अलावा जो गो एयर की बैंक्रप्सी थी उसके कारण काफ़ी सारे पीएसयू बैंक्स में प्रेशर था और शायद इसीलिए पीएसयू बैंकिंग स्टॉक्स में आज आपने ऊपर के लेवल से प्रॉफिट टेकिंग देखी. देखिए, एक्सपोजर कोई बड़ा नहीं है गो एयर में, लेकिन हाँ थोड़ा बहुत सेंटिमेंट वीक करने के लिए नेगेटिव न्यूज़ छोटी वाली भी काफ़ी होती है, जिसके कारण थोड़ा बहुत प्रेशर बैंकिंग स्टॉक्स पे आपको दिखाई दिया. ऑब्वियसली अर्निंग्स रिएक्शन में कोई बड़े रिएक्शंस आपने देखे नहीं. हालांकि टाटा स्टील के रिजल्ट्स डोमेस्टिक फ्रंट पे काफ़ी एग्जेम्पलरी थे, काफ़ी अच्छे थे, और जिसके कारण स्टॉक में आपने थोड़ा बहुत ब्रोकरेजेस की तरफ से रिवीजन देखा टारगेट्स का ऊपर की तरफ. जनरल मार्केट का मूड माहौल स्टेबल था. मिड कैप्स आउट परफॉर्म कर रहे थे, लेकिन हाँ जैसे कि नंदिता ने कहा 18,100 के नीचे हमारा एक क्लोज आया, जिसके कारण थोड़ा बहुत प्रेशर आपने सेंटिमेंट्स पे देखा ही जाएगा कि ग्लोबली FOMC मीट और जो इंटरेस्ट रेट्स पे डिसीजन है, कमेंट्री है, वो कैसी आती है. शायद उसी से बाजार का आगे का मूव तय होता हुआ दिखाई पड़ेगा.
Right. On that note, let's take a look at the stocks that are on our radar this afternoon. First up on my radar is Interglobe Aviation. That stock gained somewhere around 5%. In fact, on an intraday basis, this stock was flying high somewhere around 7% or thereabouts at one point in time. Looking at the factors that are driving this rally, of course, Go First has filed for bankruptcy. It has grounded its aircraft for 3 days, in fact 2 days, 3rd, 4th and 5th of May. And because of that, the target price that has been set by some of the brokerages are somewhere around 3,000, as high as 3,200 per share, and this has been outlined by Asian Market Securities. Now, what has happened is Go First as an airline filing for bankruptcy. That means, a higher market share is up for grabs when it comes to these airline stocks. It will pave the way for higher fares as well, given the fact that there will be reduced competition in the market. Credit Suisse has already has a outperform rating on the stock. In fact, it believes that the Go First bankruptcy only adds to the tailwinds when it comes to these aviation stocks. For aviation, it's a seasonally strong quarter, given the fact that we have the summer holidays coming, and travel, of course, we know there's a strong demand for travel. It has already come to near pre-pandemic levels. Stock, if you look at the stock performance over the last 1 year, Indigo has gained somewhere around 20%.
Yeah.
And there's a general perception in the market that aviation stocks generally don't make money, especially because of financial costs involved when it comes to sustaining an airline. There is the exchange rate, there's the crude prices, but that's also cooling off, given the fact that Brent has come to somewhere around $75 a barrel. But that the kind of performance that we've seen, and this news flow could actually make some of these airline stocks emerge as a contra bet.
Correct.
So in that sense, I think Indigo is in for a good ride here on, and that's one reason why this stock is on my radar today.
Clearly, this is one aviation stock which is moving, but remember, there is one overhang in the stock, that is the Bhatia family selling their stake. I beg your pardon, it's the Gangwal family.
Gangwal family,
because the two promoters, after changing the article of association and a lot of changes, we have seen the Gangwal family slowly and steadily sell their stake. they hold little over 30% in the company, and probably they could sell more shares moving forward. Obviously, last time they sold in February, and probably from here on in the next 1 or 2 months, probably that lock-in also open. So this could be some risk to the share price of Interglobe Aviation. दूसरा स्टॉक जो हमारी रेडार पे आया है वो है इंजीनियर्स इंडिया लिमिटेड, EIL. इंजीनियर्स इंडिया की बात करें तो हाइड्रोकार्बन से लेके काफ़ी सारे कंसल्टेंसी प्रोजेक्ट्स कंपनी करती है, फर्टिलाइजर कंपनीज के लिए, ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए, ग्रीन अमोनिया प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए. और यहाँ एक खबर ऐसी आई जिसके कारण स्टॉक में आज 15% का मुंह दिखा. इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स के हिसाब से 50,000 करोड़ रुपए जो कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर के स्पेंडिंग होने वाले हैं ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज से, वो इक्विटी सरकार मुहैया कराएगी. ऑलरेडी बजट में अनाउंसमेंट हुआ था, एक प्रोविजन सरकार ने बनाया था. तो अगर ये 50,000 करोड़ ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज के पास आते हैं तो इसका एक पार्ट ऑर्डर जो है वो इंजीनियर्स इंडिया के पास आएगा. ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन प्रोजेक्ट्स हो या ऑयल रिफाइनरी प्रोजेक्ट्स हो, इस कंपनी को फ़ायदा होता हुआ दिखाई पड़ेगा डायरेक्टली, क्योंकि PSU ऑयल कंपनीज के ज़्यादातर प्रोजेक्ट्स EIL एग्जीक्यूट करता है. अगर हम बात करें EIL की, कंपनी ऑलमोस्ट डेट फ्री है और अच्छे डिविडेंड यील्ड पे कंपनी ट्रेड होती है. 80% जो है अपना प्रॉफिट पे आउट करने वाली कंपनी है. तो काफ़ी फाइनेंशियल स्टेबल है, ऑर्डर बुक अच्छी है, और कहीं ना कहीं अगर ये कैपिटल इन्फ्यूजन सरकार कर देती है ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज में, तो EIL जैसी कंपनीज के लिए ऑर्डर्स के लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी खुलती हुई नजर पड़ेगी.
Yatin, I want to ask you one question. Delay in execution could be a risk for EIL going forward, because there were some delays that the company talked about in the previous quarters. So
so there are usually execution challenges which comes in large projects. लेकिन EIL is a premier company, 7,000-8,000 crores of market cap, good order book, and more importantly, Nandita, this oil marketing order that we are talking about could be a game changer, because right now the company's run rate is 5,000, 10,000 crores odd orders per annum. But if they are able to get a large order, because 50,000 crores is just the equity that we are talking about, the projects could be worth 4 lakh, 5 lakh crore, because majority of that is debt funded and also funded from the balance sheets of oil marketing companies. So this could be a game changer in the short run, because market probably is factoring in that there could be some bump up for EIL in terms of the order book, and that is the reason why stock today hit a fresh 52-week high. Technically, the stock is at breakout. Let's see how does it perform in the short term.
Right, that was all about EIL. The second stock on my radar today is MRF. Now, this company has reported its earnings, steady set of earnings, good margin improvement, profit has jumped 162% on a YOY basis. Now, if you look at the stock, it's somewhere around that 95,000, 94,000 level. I remember back in 2021, this stock had moved up to 96,000 rupees, and everybody was waiting with bated breath that India will will get its first 6-digit stock, but it didn't really happen at that point of time. But now in today's session, it has moved up somewhere around 6%, and who knows if tomorrow as well it rallies, India may get its first 6-digit stock, and that's why it's on my list. The stock is up 28% over the last 1 year. I know the argument could be it's a very expensive stock, 1 lakh rupee for one share, but it could be a milestone of sorts if it hits that 6-digit figure.
Absolutely. So that's the story of MRF. Let's move on to the last stock on my list, which is Manappuram Finance. Now, today the stock was down almost 12%, closing at the day's low, despite the clarification issued by the management that they are cooperating with the Enforcement Directorate. The news reports earlier suggested that Enforcement Directorate is carrying out raids at Manappuram Finance Kerala office with regards to unauthorized deposits taken from customers to the tune of 150 crores. And these are not permissible under RBI's purview. So yes, there is some violation, और RBI ने इसकी अनुमति नहीं दी है, जिसके कारण शायद RBI की तरफ से भी एक स्क्रूटनी कंपनी पे ऊपर आती हुई दिखाई पड़े. स्टॉक का प्राइस तो यही बता रहा है. ऑब्वियसली मैनेजमेंट ने ज़्यादा डिटेल्स नहीं दिए ईडी की जो सर्चेज हो रही हैं इनके ऑफिस पे, लेकिन इनके जो VP हैं नंद कुमार, उनके यहाँ भी ईडी के जो है वो सर्चेज हुए हैं. तो शायद इस ईडी एक्शन के बाद और प्रोबेबल RBI स्क्रूटनी जो हो सकती है आगे चलते हुए, उसको लेके स्टॉक में थोड़ी बहुत चिंताएं थी. स्टॉक अगर आप देखेंगे तो पूरे 16 रुपए नीचे 12% डाउन आज ट्रेड होता हुआ दिखाई पड़ा.
Well, under severe pressure, this stock. Well, those were all the stocks on our radar this afternoon, and we've come to the end of this edition of Closing Bell. But tune in tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. and we'll be getting you, in fact, getting all your viewer queries related to stocks addressed by a technical expert on the show. So tune in live at 8:30 a.m. For now, it's a goodbye from me.
जुड़ने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.